Okay, so I am doing a video in the car, as you can tell. This video is actually going out late, unfortunately. This was supposed to go out at the end of September, and I'm on day 4 of like pretty major vertigo something. So yeah, I didn't get anything put out. But so I kind of look like a hot mess, and I'm in my car waiting for one of my children to come out of school before I go to the next school to pick up the other one. So this is a collaboration. It's a book club that we do with some wonderful women on YouTube. It's called YouTube Collaborators. That's the group. And then our book club is Reading Between the Lines, I believe. And so every month or so, month and a half, we have a book that we read together, and then we have 10 questions that we need to answer. So the book that we just finished is In the Middle of the Mess, and it's Strength for This Beautiful and Broken Life, and this was by Sheila Walsh. And I'm really getting into reading, but this was a really hard book for me to just, not to say just get through, but this wasn't one of my favorites, but we'll go into that. So I have some little handy dandy notes here. Number 1, what did I like best? There was a couple things that I did enjoy listening to. She referenced a lot of the Chronicles of Narnia, which actually I think is an amazing story and everything. I'm just now learning more as a Christian, all the back ends of everything, and the amazing Aslan, however you say his name, that he's kind of like a god, and so I'm really liking that. And my husband actually just got me the full set for my birthday, so I'm really excited because I wanted to do that as a read aloud with my kids. So I really like that she put all those quotes and kind of helped me see a different side of that story and how it might relate to everyday life. Another thing that I like, she referenced a friend of hers, which is Sandi Patty. I don't know how many of you listen to Christian music, but she is one of my all-time favorites. She has been since I was younger, and I've gotten to go to 2 of her concerts at my church. So I got a meet and greet with her. My daughter got to meet her, my mom, my grandma. She is an amazing singer and just an amazing Christian woman. I absolutely adore her. So it was really cool that Sheila is such good friends with her, and that she was so great for Sheila. And I could totally see that, knowing her as a person. So if you haven't heard of Sandi Patty, which if you've been in the Christian world for a long time, I'm sure you've heard of her. She's been around forever, and she's amazing. So, yeah. So, number 2, what did I like least? Again, this was just a really hard book. It kind of was repetitive of what was going on. I didn't feel like it needed to be such a long book about everything. It just seemed kind of drawn out to me, but I've never related to that so much. It's a lot about suicidal thoughts and things like that. I do struggle with depression and anxiety and all that, so I totally understand how that can relate and how it does mess up your life, but it just seemed kind of like, okay, you know where it's going and that kind of stuff. So it was a challenging book, but I did finish it, and I'm glad I read it. But number 3, a quote, and why am I quoting it? I really liked a quote by Bono, actually, and a woman who understands her worth in Christ can change the world. I totally understand that as I'm starting to become more spiritual. I've just always grown up as someone who just goes to church, and it was the thing to do. I took my kids. It's just what you do. You go to youth group, you get baptized, you get confirmed, you go through the motions. And I'm really understanding now that I have stepped away from my religion about where, I guess, I didn't ever get that spirituality that I really should have had, and I didn't need it back then. But now that I am looking for that, I'm doing so much better on my own, and I feel like I'm not really changing the world, but I am changing how I relate to people, especially my children, my husband, and things that I want for my life, where back in the day I would have been a lot more open to things, and now I'm just like, no, that's not the Christian way, and I am going to stand up for what I do believe, and I want my children to do the same, whether it's the norm or what's going on in the world right now. I'm just not in the mood to conform to all of these new things. And so it's kind of why I'm on like a homesteading, homeschool type path, because I just feel like you're forced into so much things that it has to be this way or people are mad at you. So I kind of like that, because a woman who does understand Christ, they can change the world. And I hope one day that my children can change the world from things that I am teaching them. And, you know, maybe other people see that I'm standing up for myself on things, and maybe I'm kind of changing the world just with my attitude of things. Might piss some people off, might be, you know, people might like it. So I am who I am. And if you have followed my channel enough, you'll kind of see where my life is and where I want my life to go. And not everything's going to fit into that. And that's okay. So that was again from Bono. And that's why I like that quote. Number 5. What feeling did the book invoke? It kind of invoked, not mad, but it just kind of was like, it was just hard to, it's like you're reading like the deepest part of somebody, kind of like a journal, and I just didn't feel like I related to that. So kind of sadness, just sadness for her and her life. And again, I totally relate, you know, to how she's come about everything. And she is an amazing woman. It just, it was hard to read. Number 6, would I recommend the book? Probably not. Maybe someone who's gone through a lot in their life, or definitely is on, you know, has had suicidal issues, then yes, it probably is a really good book for them. But if you're not someone who has those thoughts, it's kind of hard, because you're just kind of not prying, but you know, you're following someone's really hard part of their life. Then let's see. Number 7, did I learn anything new? Didn't really learn anything from the book, you know, except for just the references and the type of people that she met and how she came about meeting those people and why. So luckily she has some really great support and some really wonderful Christian people out there. Number 8, what questions do I have? And I don't really have any questions. Number 9, did it change my opinion or perspective on anything? And do I feel any different than before? The thing that she did talk about, and I did kind of page mark that, was finding gratitude in every day. And that is something that I struggle with, and I'm really trying to get better with, because just with the struggles of where my life has gone, and the struggles of where I'm not at in my life where I want to be at my age, and just with my kids, and just kind of, you know, how life has taken on for me. I have a really hard time on focusing on the things that I should be grateful for, because I do have so many wonderful blessings, an amazing family and children, and God has blessed me so many ways, and I need to see the ways that God has blessed me and not the ways that I feel I should be blessed, I guess. So that's just something that I definitely struggle on, and that was part of one of her reflections. And so I'm really glad that she did talk about that. And she tries to find the good in be thankful for something every morning when she wakes up. It's a gift, so she can smile, and so that was a good thought for me, and something that I do need to kind of maybe add into my, like every week I do a little bit of planning for the week ahead. Maybe I kind of need to list those things, like this week I was grateful for this, and maybe I will recognize those a bit better if I have them. I'm a pen and paper person, so I think I am going to add that into my planning and journaling. And the last question is, what surprised me most? Didn't really surprise me. That was, I think, the hard part of the book. You kind of knew from like the first paragraph where it was going. So, you know, but yeah. So again, this was In the Middle of the Mess, and it's by Sheila Walsh. The next book that we are reading, which our videos will come out November 23rd, is Secrets of Flight by Maggie Leffler, and I'm really excited to read that. I've never read a World War II type fiction book, so it looks really interesting. I'm really looking forward to getting into that book, and I will post a link below with the hosts of this collaboration, which are the amazing Ingrid at Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles, as well as April from The Simple Rugged Path. So both of their links will be in the description box below with the playlist of everyone who read this book, and you can kind of see their views on the book, and that's kind of part of what the book club is. Everyone's so different, so it's kind of cool to see how people relate to things and what they like or don't like and why they like it or don't like it. So if you have any questions or comments on your own, please let me know if you have read this book and maybe what your perspective was on it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and check out that playlist. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like to see reviews on books, and subscribe to my channel if you like homeschooling, homesteading, book reviews, kids, stuff like that. Mom on the go craziness. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see all the upcoming videos that I have for books that we've read, and just a bunch of homeschool videos and things like that. So have a great day. Bye.